makers of Johnson's Wax and Johnson's Self-Polishing Glow Coat present Fibber McGee and Molly, written by Don Quinn, with songs by Martha Tilton and the King's Men, and music by Billy Mills. The show opens with Love Is. One thing you can be sure of during these next few days, friends and neighbors will be dropping in unexpectedly for visits to talk over holiday plans and parties. Will your home always be ready for them, floors gleaming with beauty, tabletops and woodwork spotless? If you practice protective housekeeping with genuine Johnson's Wax, it probably will be. Daily housework is reduced to a minimum when these surfaces are Johnson Wax. Rooms are quickly tidied up, and properly waxed floors never really lose that richly polished look that good housekeepers so much admire. When you wax your floors, furniture, and woodwork, you not only protect them against scratches, dirt, and wear, you not only save yourself hours of work, but you also win the compliments and praise of your family and friends for the beauty that genuine Johnson's Wax adds to your entire home. When you consider the low cost of those advantages, is it any wonder so many good housekeepers just couldn't keep house without this famous wax polish? But don't be satisfied with anything but the original and genuine Johnson's Wax in paste, liquid, or cream wax form. This is the time of year when a man who can't suppress his curiosity should be handcuffed and blindfolded. For instance, a package came for the McGees today, which is almost certainly a Christmas present. And we invite you to an interesting discussion between Fibber McGee and Molly.
But Molly, look, we don't know it's a Christmas present.
Just the same, McGee, we're not going to open it before Christmas.
Oh, but sweetheart, there's nothing on it that says don't open till Christmas.
Don't get mushy with me. I still say we don't open it till Christmas morning now.
Okay. I just wondered if it could have been them silver fox furs, that's all. I just wondered.
What silver fox furs?
Oh, never mind. We'll know Christmas morning. Well, I guess I'll run out the cigar store.
McGee!
Huh?
What silver fox furs? Who's sending me some furs?
How should I know?
Well, you're the most exaggerated. But this is exactly the size and shape of a box that would have a set of fox furs in it.
Hey, cut that out. You can't open that. Not till Christmas.
But, darling...
Don't get mushy with me. You can't open it. Here, give me that package. You wouldn't let me open it, I won't let you open it.
Why do you pay any attention to me? I'm just a woman. I don't know anything. You're the man of the house, and what you say ought to go, dearie.
Hand me the scissors.
Here.
Thanks. Uh-oh. Bad news, Molly. It ain't first.
What? It isn't? Oh, dear. I told you we shouldn't have opened that package, McGee. Not until Christmas. But what is it?
I don't know. Look.
Oh, it's a musical instrument of some kind. Looks like a little pipe organ.
There's electric wires on it. Hey, I know. It's one of them chime doorbells. And a beauty, too.
You mean one of those doorbells that every time it rings you expect somebody to say, the following announcement is transcribed?
Yeah, but it don't say here who sent it. Now, who do you suppose...
Oh, we'll get that stuff out of sight quick, McGee.
Okay.
Come in. Mr. Wilcox.
Hello, Bob.
Oh, hi, Harlow. Come on in.
No, thanks. I just wanted to leave these packages for you. And don't open them before Christmas.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Wilcox, and we won't. But what's your hurry?
I've got to stop and get a sandwich before I go back to the office. I missed my lunch. Well, Merry Christmas.
Well, heavenly days. Now, there's plenty of cold chicken in the refrigerator, Mr. Wilcox, and a lemon meringue pie.
Oh, boy, my favorite vegetable. But, gee, I hate to be any trouble, Molly.
It's no trouble at all. It's no trouble at all. I'll just set out the chicken.
Now, wait a minute. No, you don't. I'll find everything myself. Don't get up or I won't stay.
Oh, well, go ahead, Wilcoxon. Easy on that pie. You got to watch them hips.
Okay, I'll try to restrain myself.
Well, we know he didn't send that doorbell.
Oh, but I wonder who did. Oh, dear. Come in. Oh, how do you do, Mrs. Uppington? How do you do, Mrs. McGee? Hello, Mr. McGee.
Hello, yippee-you, tidy-you, Mrs. Hughes. Won't you slip out of your stable and squat a spell?
Oh, thank you, no, Miss McGee. I came over to ask a favor of you.
Oh, certainly, Abigail. Anything we can do, just ask us.
Oh, yes. Unless you want me to take that pooch of yours for a walk. I draw the line at patrolling the precinct with that pie-eyed cheek.
Miss McGee, Phoebe does not enter into this matter at all. Besides, I believe she entertains the same aversion to you that you do to her.
Well, that's a lot of entertainment for one man and a dog. But what can we do for you, Abigail?
Well, Mrs. McGee, I head the neighborhood committee to conserve waste paper for the government. I wish to ask you not to burn or destroy your waste paper and cardboard. Please save it, and I shall have a truck take it up whenever you call.
Why, sure. I'd be glad to help such a good cause. Personally, I'd like to form a movie committee for this war.
A movie committee, Miss McGee?
Yeah, I'd like to get the government to make a documentary picture and send 1 million prints to Tokyo.
Starring what actor, dearie?
Harry Carey. By the way, Uppy, did you by any chance send us an electric chime doorbell for Christmas?
No, I did not, Miss McGee. But I must say I admire your blunt way of inquiring. I simply detest people who hint.
I do too, Uppy. Although when I was a cub reporter years ago, I was always the dipper.
Oh,
yes, you betcha. Seriously. Never used to ask a direct question if I could help. But if there was any inside dope I wanted, I got it. Get that dope McGee, I was known as in them days.
Dope McGee.
Get that dope McGee, the dashing, daring darling of the dailies and the ding-dong dip-de-doodle daddy of the dirt dishers, diligently deviling dignified diplomats for delicate details, discreetly dictating data difficult to decipher, and deliberately denouncing dangerous demagogues dripping with dubious dialogue designed to develop defeatism, doing my duty with a dearth of dilly-dallying, despite the dirty digs of the desperate dogs who determined to dampen my do-or-die disposition and deteriorate a diggity dynamo into a drifty droop. A dandy detective at dark and death and danger, but doesn't this description sound like a total stranger?
Martha Chilton sings she's 1A in the Army and A1 in my
From
heart.
coast to coast in this great nation, each man has got a classification. Pray tell me, what's yours? I've got a guy who's really something. This man of mine, he ain't missing nothing. No wonder I'm happy to say he's 1A in the Army and he's A1 in my heart. He's gone to help the country that helped him to get a start. I love him so because I know he wants to do his part. For he's 1A in the Army and he's A1 in my heart. And just in case you're quizzical, I'm gonna tell you now. He passed the toughest physical. He passed it, folks, and how? For I know why he rates so high on Uncle Sammy's chart. 'Cause he's 1A in the Army and he's A1 in my heart. They're 1A in the Army and they're A1 in our heart. They've gone to help the country that helped them to get their start. We love them so because we know they want to do their part. 'Cause they're 1A in the Army and they're A1 in our heart.
Molly, this is going to be a pretty snazzy doorbell, you know it?
Yes, but who do we get to install it, dearie? An electrician?
Nah, I can do it myself.
Oh, no. No, please, let's not go into that again.
What do you mean? I fixed the thermostat on the furnace last week, didn't I? It works at the touch of a finger now.
Sure. At the touch of a finger, you get a shock that melts your bobby pin.
I'll get you some rubber gloves. Anyway, I don't think...
Oh, dear. Come in.
Oh, hi, sis.
Hi, mister. What you doing?
Huh?
What? I guess not.
You guess not what?
I guess you didn't know I was a businesswoman, mister.
Oh, businesswoman, eh? Well, just what branch of commercialism are you identified with, madam?
Well,
I said, what's your racket?
Oh, a miserable soul.
Huh?
Miserable soul.
I don't get it.
You don't like to pay for it, mister.
Pay for what?
Miserable soul.
Well, that was a short ride, but I enjoyed it. Let's go around again. What's miserable soul?
Oh, gee, mister, you know what miserable soul is.
Oh.
You hang it up on Christmas and stuff like berries on it.
Sure. Mistletoe. Otherwise known as mug holly, lit lilac, and night blooming smooch.
My daddy calls it fracture cactus.
Fracture cactus. Why, sis?
Because once a long time ago, he started to hang some up on the chandelier and a chair broke and he fell down and fractured his leg.
Oh. I said, oh.
Oh. Well, mister, can we do any business? Only 25 cents a bunch.
Okay. Bring me 2 biscuits, sis.
Oh, thank you, mister. I'll deliver it first thing tomorrow and you can pay me the 35 cents.
Fine. I'll be... Hey, wait a minute. You said 25 cents. What's the extra dime for?
Tax?
What do you mean, tax? There's no tax on mistletoe.
There is unless you want to glue it up, mister.
Smart little tyke. I'll bet she winds up selling Santa Claus a snood for his beard. Hey, Molly, do you suppose this doorbell runs on batteries or the regular house current or how?
Well, why don't you experiment, little dearie? You're a wonderful lad with electricity.
You really think so?
Why, sure I do.
Yeah.
Who else could have wired the vacuum cleaner so it runs and hides under the Davenport every time I plug it in?
Well,
Heavenly days! Something's happened to Mr. Wilcox. Come on, McGee.
Hey, what's the matter, Marla?
hey, what you sitting on the stove for?
I just glow-coated your linoleum. And I'm waiting for it to dry. I've only got 15 seconds to go.
But you're sitting right on the pilot light, Mr. Wilcox.
I know, but I don't want to jump down till the floor is dry. It takes 17 to 20 minutes. 20 minutes. Time's up.
Turn around quick. I'll throw some water on you. That's it.
Oh, boy. That's better.
Now, what was all this foolishness, Mr. Wilcox?
I'm sorry, Molly, but when I came out here in the kitchen, I noticed your linoleum needed attention.
Oh, I know, but I've been so busy shopping the last day or so.
Oh, well, it wasn't bad, but I can't resist a linoleum that isn't perfect. So I grabbed a can of Johnson's self-polishing glow coat and spread some around with a long-handled plier. It's really fun to do, you know.
Oh, yeah, we heard you screaming with joy.
Well, you see, the minute I had the floor all nicely glow-coated, and with no rubbing or buffing either, I hopped on the stove to let it dry, never realizing I was sitting on the pilot light.
Well, thank you for polishing my floor, Mr. Wilcox. And I'm sorry you had to roast your rompers doing it.
Oh, that's all right, Molly. Well, I'll be getting back to the office now.
Did you have enough to eat, Holly?
Eat.
Yes, sir. Did you find the chicken and the pie?
Well, what do you know? I forgot all about eating. The minute I got out here, I started glow-coating the floor. if I'm not such darned a fool. Oh, well, I'll grab a bite downtown. Thanks anyway, Paul.
Forgot to eat. I always said it, Molly, but I never really believed it.
What?
You'd rather talk about glowcoats than eat.
Well, I still hate to think about it. I'd like to get paid by the door now. At a nickel a knuckle, I'd be rich in a week. Come in.
Oh, hi, Trivia.
Good day, Mr. Mayor.
How do you do, Mr. McGee? Hello, McGee. I just dropped in to
Just a minute, look, did you send us an electric chime doorbell for Christmas?
I did not. I didn't send you anything for Christmas.
You mean yes?
McGee.
Except for my immediate family and employees, McGee, I'm putting my Christmas budget into defense bonds and stamps.
Good for you, Mr. Mayor. We've got to back up our buck private with our private buck. Which is an old saying I just made up.
Exactly. And now, McGee, you've been hounding me for a job with the city.
Oh, I wouldn't say hounding you, Trivia. Oh, I'll admit I've been kind of scratching around wagging my tail, but...
Well, have you got something lined up for him, Mr. Mayor?
I think so. Are we alone?
Nobody here but us chickens, you said.
McGee, how are you on those guys?
Every day, detective work?
Oh, my own disguise. Funny you should ask that, Trivia. Why, when I was a Cinderdick for the old TSR Railroad...
What railroad was the TSR?
The Topeka, Sauganash, and Rochester. Better known to the passengers as the two streaks of rust.
When I was a detective on the TSR, Trivia, I was known as the man with 1,000 faces.
You had your choice of 1,000 faces and went back to your own?
Oh, tush. I'll never forget the time I rounded up that gang of boxcar bandits around East St. Louis. I was walking along the right-of-way, slick as a cat, disguised as a jockey.
Never mind the heroic details, Steve. All I want to know is, can you assume a completely different identity and maintain it under trying circumstances for days at a time?
Oh, why, certainly he can, Mr. Mayor. Why, he can even disguise his voice. Change your voice for the mayor, dearly.
Okay, I will. No trouble at all. In fact, I started changing my voice at the age of 14. Splendid, splendid. You report to the City Hall first thing tomorrow, McGee.
Oh, wonderful.
You better get me a police permit.
You better get me a police permit, Fred, so I can carry a gun.
You won't need a gun. The disguise will be enough. You're going to be Wistful Vista's official Santa Claus in City Hall Park. $5 a day. I'll see you tomorrow.
Well, man of 1,000 faces, it looks like you're holding the bag again.
Why, that double-crossing political parasite. Who does he think I am?
Santa Claus.
I won't do it. I won't do it. He can't badger me into a beard and a bustle. No, sir. Now, here we go again. I gotta hurry up and put this doorbell in.
Yes, an ounce of prevention is worth 10 pounds on the door. Come in.
Merry Christmas, Miss McGee. Hello, little chum.
Heavenly days, how do you do? I'm sure.
Well, come on in, Gildy old sock. I'm glad to see you. Look at him, Molly. Ain't he a sight?
What's that, McGee?
I mean, ain't he a sight for sore eyes?
Oh. By George, it's nice to see you folks again. You're looking as lovely as usual, Mrs. McGee.
Oh, now, Mr. Gildersleeve, stop your blush.
Yeah, you see, Gildy, you got her so fussed she can't even pronounce baloney.
Here, Mr. Gildersleeve, take his hat and coat, McGee. I'll make a pot of...
Yeah, take my hat and coat, McGee. The King's Men sing What Do I Want for Christmas? Ding dong, Christmas bells. I must make a wish for Christmas while their music swells. Ding dong, all year through. If my wishes are auspicious, I'll be needing you. Oh, what do I want for Christmas? Do you really want me to tell? Well, I want you for Christmas Day and every other day as well. I never hang up my stocking beside the chimney flue. My cup is full to overflowing, long as I just have you. A toy balloon is something I'd never use. A joy in June is something I can't refuse. If you want to know what I want most, if you want to know what to do, just merely say, let's name the day, for I want you. Ding-a-dong, 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 ding. Everyone is writing, telling Santa what to bring. Why don't I just write and say, dear old Santa Claus, what do you want for Christmas?
What do I want for Christmas? Oh, who ever heard of such a thing? And yet, you know, I miss the things you all have here at other seasons of the year. Valentine's, Easter eggs, firecrackers on the 4th of July, Thanksgiving turkey, and some mincemeat pie. But all these things don't matter at all. If it makes you happy when I come to call, that's all I need the whole year through. That's the merriest Christmas to me from you.
Oh, what do we want for Christmas? Do you really want us to say? We hope old Santa has a very merry, merry Christmas day. Let's hang up all our stockings and fill them full of cheer. So Santa Claus will have a happy round trip this year. We know you're awfully busy visiting everyone alike. But though you may get dizzy visiting, never go on strike. If you want to know why we're singing and feeling the way we do, it's just because old Santa Claus we all love you.
Yes, sir, Gildersleeve, you don't look a day older than when you left Wistful Vista.
Oh,
Not that you were any chicken then.
Will you have another cup of tea, Mr. Gildersleeve?
no, thank you.
I should hope not. You've had 6.
I have not. I've only had 5, McGee.
What do you mean, 5? You had one at the coffee table, one while you were snooping through our Christmas cards, another
Now, McGee, stop. He's welcome to all the tea he can drink.
Thank you, Mr. McGee. My goodness. I never thought my little chum would ever begrudge Throckmorton P. Gildersleeve a miserable little cup of tea.
What do you mean a miserable tea? My wife makes the best tea in the...
I didn't say the tea was miserable.
You did too. You said it.
Why?
McGee, he didn't mean that. He meant he was surprised you wouldn't want him to have all the tea he wants.
Yeah.
Why, sure. Welcome to all he wants, big ninny. But tea's pretty stimulating, Rocky, old man. And to a guy your age with your blood pressure, it might make you just a trifle...
What? What are you talking about, my age? Why, I'm still on the sunny side of 40.
Maybe, but you got no more use for suntan oil, boys.
I wish you boys would stop this. It's so nice to have an old neighbor drop in on us.
You hear that, Gildy? Old neighbor. Even Molly thinks...
Never mind what I think. I never saw him looking better. Want to be in town long, Mr. Gildersleeve?
No, I've got to go to New York tomorrow, Mrs. McGee.
Oh, hey, while you're in New York, Gildy, why don't you go see the picture we made together? You know, you and me and Molly and Edgar Bergen and Charlie McCarthy.
Oh, yes. Look who's laughing. Where's it playing?
Well, it has its New York premiere tomorrow at the Palace Theater, and Keith Albee in Brooklyn.
Oh, so you better see it in Brooklyn, Gildy. You're one of them bums.
Is that so? Speaking of bums, McGee, that was a bum joke of yours sending me that old lawnmower the other day.
Why, it was yours, Mr. Gildersleeve. Didn't you want it back?
Well, I thought it was a big, expensive Christmas present. So before I opened it, I went out and bought McGee a very costly easy chair with a built-in radio and everything.
Gildy, I'm sorry. That lawnmower thing was just a gag. I sent you a real present yesterday.
What? You did?
Why, sure. I thought to myself, if Gildersleeve ain't worth $47.50 my money... Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to let the price... But,
$47.50 is none too much for Mr. Gildersleeve. Not that the price of the gift makes any difference.
Of course it doesn't. But I might have known that my little chum wouldn't do a thing like that. $47.50, eh?
Come in.
Is this the resident? Who lives here? I do, Bud. Fibber McGee. Oh, thanks. Here's a telegram. It's a wire.
I Last time for it, boys. There. Give the lad a quarter, dearie.
Sorry, Bud, I've got nothing smaller than 35 cents. You got a quarter, Gildy?
No, I haven't, little chum. Sorry, Sonny.
Oh, that's all right, folks. I didn't really expect it. I didn't expect it. I've been here before. Hey, it's from Racine, Wisconsin, from the Johnson Wax Company.
Oh, my. What do they say?
It says, Dear Fibber and Molly, we are sending you under separate cover an electric chime doorbell.
Oh, my.
Yeah, we are so tired of hearing that eternal door knocking. Stop. So is everybody else. Stop. If every knock was a boost, you'd have a Crosley rating of 6,000. Use the doorbell. Stop. Regards and Merry Christmas, signed Johnson's Wax.
Well, that solves the mystery, McGee.
Yeah, sure does, don't it? For a while there, I wondered, hey, where are you going, Gildy, old man? Aren't you going to stay for dinner?
Oh, please do, McGee.
Thank you. I'm sorry, folks, but I've got to get back to Summerfield and then on to New York. Hey, that's the wrong hat, McGee. I was wearing a fedora, not a beret.
Oh, excuse me. That's the one I wear to fix the furnace in. Here you are, Gildy.
Thank you. Well, I certainly enjoyed this visit.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Gildersleeve. And I'm so sorry you can't stay for dinner.
And he couldn't eat any anyway, Molly. He's so full of tea, his eyes are beginning to slant.
Well. Still the same old McGee, full of little smart cracks, he thinks. Well, I hope you enjoy your Christmas present, folks.
I'm sure we will, Mr. Gildersleeve, and thank you very much.
Yeah, and I hope you like the one I sent you, Gildy. I'm sorry I was so crude as to let the price slip off.
Yes, $47.50. Well, certainly nothing to be ashamed of. Wow. Well, goodbye, folks, and Merry Christmas.
Goodbye, Mr. Gildersleeve. The same to you.
All right, Doctor.
Well, I'm certainly glad we found out who the doorbell was from.
Me too. Hey, Molly.
Yeah?
What could I get Gildersleeve that would look like it cost around $47.50?
You know, there's one room that gets to be mighty important around the holiday season, and that's your kitchen. For two reasons. One, it gets more than the average amount of wear and tear. And two, when your friends drop in, they all seem sooner or later to find their way to the kitchen. Now, what's the number one thing to do to be ready for them? Right. Give your floor a protective beauty treatment. Make it sparkle and glisten with Johnson's Self-Polishing Glow Coat. The floor polish that gives floors such a lasting luster, that makes linoleum wear indefinitely, keeps its colors as fresh and bright as new. Glow Coat is different from ordinary polishes. Its film is flexible, not brittle. It does not chip or wear down unevenly. It guards linoleum surfaces against wear and dirt. Makes house cleaning so easy because it needs no rubbing or buffing. Glow Coat is quick drying. You simply apply and let dry 20 minutes. And Glow Coat is economical because a little goes a long way. Now, if you're not already using Glow Coat, just try it once. Look for the familiar red and yellow can, and be sure it reads Johnson Self-Polishing Glow Coat.
You know, Molly, it was nice to see old Gildersleeve again.
Well, nobody thinks so the way you two argued that.
Oh, we were just kidding. I wouldn't really fight with him.
I should hope not. He's a much bigger man than you are.
That's why it's so easy to get under his skin. He's got so much of it. Good night, and a Merry Christmas.
Yes, and a Happy New Year, too. Good night, all.
This is Molly Wilcox, speaking for the makers of Johnson's Wax Finishes for home and industry, inviting you to be with us again next Tuesday night. Good night.
With automobile production again restricted, it's very important to take better care of your car. Don't let the finish deteriorate. Make it last. Keep it new-looking with Johnson's Car New, the sensational auto polish that both cleans and wax polishes with one application. 2 jobs in one, in less than half the time they used to take. For the sake of your car and for your own pleasure, buy a can of Johnson's Car New right away. It's spelled C-A-R-N-U. This is the Red Network of the National Broadcasting Company. This is Chicago WMAQ.
The Johnson Wax Program with Fibber McGee and Molly. You know what's the matter with a man when he gets a glassy glint in his eye and his hands begin to twitch and he starts wearing his oldest clothes? He's got fixitis. He's got to fix something. Any wife will recognize the symptoms in her husband, even unto Fibber McGee and Molly.
McGee, what are you doing?
I can't tell you, Molly. You're going to be surprised, though, and I don't want you to come into the dining room until I get through. Now, no snooping.
McGee, I never snoop when you know. I flatter myself that I have less feminine curiosity than any woman I know.
You sure flatter yourself. Hey, you know where the flyers are?
Yes, I do.
Well, I wish you'd leave them alone. I can never find any of my things when I want them.
Yes, sir.
When you take my flyers, put them back where you got them.
Yes, sir.
Don't be so careless. Where are they?
Sticking out of your hip pocket.
Oh. Yeah, I thought those dining room chairs were getting a little uncomfortable.
Say, why do you have to work in the dining room? You have a workbench and a tool chest all fixed up in the basement.
Because, Mrs. McGee, you're using my workbench to stretch curtains on. And you dumped out all my tools so you could use my tool chest to put preserves in. And it's too hot working down there near that furnace, and besides, the light is better up here.
What's the real reason?
I saw a spider down there.
Oh, for goodness sake. So you won't tell me what you're fixing, huh?
Oh, secret. And don't look so worried. I can take care of it, all right. I installed that new chime doorbell okay, didn't I?
Yes, except that it plays a different tune every time somebody rings it.
Sure it does. Why do you think I hooked it up with all those player piano rolls?
Well, I tell you, the milkman rang it yesterday, and it started to play Land of the Sky Blue Water, and was I ever embarrassed?
Well, it works. That's the main thing. You got to admit, when I start something, I get results.
Yes, but not the ones you expected.
Now, even... Oh, I forgot to go to the newsstand.
What'd you want at the newsstand, McGee?
Some Greek newspapers.
Why, you can't read Greek.
And that's why I wanted them.
I don't get it.
Well, I want to spread them out on the dining room table so as I won't scratch the table.
Oh.
If I use American papers, I get started reading them and I don't get anything done.
Well, now, is that bad?
You wait. You're really going to be delighted when I get through. Now, remember now, Molly, no peeking.
Oh, my. And to think I married him because he was so quiet and modest. Oh, dear. Come in. Oh, hello, Mrs. Uppington.
Oh, how do you do, my dear? And Mr. And what on earth is going on?
Well, it's McGee, Abigail. He's being the boy builder again.
Oh, always a handyman about the house, isn't he, my dear?
Well, he's always about the house. I'll go that far with you. Oh, McGee, Mrs. Uppington is here.
Well, don't answer the door. Maybe she'll go away.
Well, I must say...
McGee, she's here, inside.
Huh?
Ah, you knew it all the time, you little joker, you.
Yeah, sure, I know it. Just kidding, up the old drip.
Drip? Now, please, Mr. McGee.
Yes, drip. You always remind me of a bottle of lovely perfume, baby. Slowly dripping its heavenly fragrance into the world to delight the soul of mankind.
Oh, Mr. McGee, how sweet.
Nice recovery, dear.
Yeah, I thought so. Well, how are slum conditions over your way, Uppy? How does it seem to get away from your own degrading atmosphere for a glimpse into the lives of the better element?
Oh, Mr. McGee, you are so amusing, really. But sometimes I don't quite know how to take you.
Yes, and sometimes I wouldn't care how you took him if you only would.
Oh, don't fight over me, girls, and pardon my dirty hands, Uppy. I'm in the middle of a project. It's a secret for Molly.
Oh, well, can't you tell just me what it is, Mr. McGee? I won't say a word. Cross my heart.
Well, I don't know. Hitler crossed his heart, too, and then people found out he didn't have any.
Now, please, Mr. McGee, don't mention me in the same breath with Hitler.
I should say not. The only resemblance between you and Hitler, Abigail, is that you're not a man either.
Let me whisper in your ear, Uppy. I'll tell you what I'm fixing for Molly.
Oh, do it, here.
Well, and for a long time, she... So what does I do but I... And I've almost... What do you think?
Mr. McGee, how delightful, really.
Say, look, Abigail, I was just going to make some tea. Now, will you stay a while and have a hook or a oolong?
Did you know, Mrs. McGee, I just stopped in to ask you and Mr. McGee to come to my New Year's Eve party.
Well, I don't know, Uppy. What kind of a ball are you going to bounce?
Oh, music and dancing and all that sort of thing, you know. A buffet supper at midnight. Oh, and Mrs. McGee, your Uncle Dennis has promised me he will mix up some of his special punch for the guests.
Oh, he did he? Well, if Uncle Dennis mixes it, Abigail, it'll have more authority than the OPM.
I'll say. That guy mixed me an eggnog last week when I had a little cold.
Oh, and then did you go right to bed, Miss McGee?
They tell me I did. So you're throwing a brawl Wednesday night to give 1941 the bum's rush, are you, Uppy?
Is your party going to be formal, Abigail?
Yes, you don't mind, do you?
Oh, I should say not. When I get into my evening clothes, it changes my whole personality. I'm a different guy entirely.
Indeed you are. Why, the night you and Mrs. McGee went to the opera with me, I overheard someone ask if you were Mr. Tracy.
Oh, Spencer?
No, Dick. They said he must be someone out of the funny paper. Oh, we'll drop over about 9 Wednesday. Goodbye.
That triple-chinned old...
Now, take it easy, dearie. Personally, I always admired Dick Tracy. He's wonderful.
Say, he is at that, ain't he? Come to think of it, I have got that same steady look in my eye.
Sure.
That determined chin. That well-chiseled nose. Hey, where's my chisel, Molly? I gotta get to work. I can't be standing around here all day.
Do you have to make so much noise? I'm trying to play solitaire.
You calling me, Molly?
Yes, I was. Heavenly days, just look at you. I never saw you so grimy.
Oh, I know, but what's a ton of soil to a ton of toil? That's what I always say. You get it, Molly? Ton of soil, ton of toil?
Ain't funny, McGee.
It ought to be. I got it out of that book you gave me for Christmas. 10,000 after-dinner jokes, speeches, anecdotes, and what to do till the dessert comes. Trying too hard.
They are. Now listen, be a little more quiet. I'm trying to play a game of solitaire here. Well, you really fixed that doorbell, didn't you, dear?
Yes, wonderful, ain't it? The old gray mare. I wonder who that could be. Come in.
Oh, hello, Mayor Latricia.
How do you do, Mr. McGee? Now, don't let me interrupt your game of solitaire. Hello, McGee.
Hi, Alfred. Excuse my look. I got kind of messed up working on a little job for a mouth.
Don't pass the buck to me, son of soil. It was your idea, not mine. Won't you sit down, Mr. Mayor?
Thank you, no, McGee. Now then, McGee, as one of our prominent citizens, I wish to ask you exactly some red trains, McGee.
Where? Oh, yes, thank you.
No matter. As I was saying, McGee, we are putting on a drive to sell defense bombs and stamps.
Oh, swell. I got a great slogan for you.
You have? What is it?
Every time you buy a bomb, you slap a jab across the pond. How do you like it, Latricia? Oh, so the city is going to start a drive. Sell bombs again. Well, so what?
The procedure will be something like this, McGee. We will have a large sound truck playing recordings of military music. We stop the truck at prominent corners, and well-known citizens make speeches from the back platform and urge the crowd to buy defense bombs and stamps. Your name has been suggested.
Oh, I tell you, I'm sure McGee will be very useful, Mr. Mayor. Oh, he makes wonderful speeches.
He ain't singing Dixie, Latricia. I always been man known as a guy who could use his head when he got up on his feet.
Oh. A contortionist. Well, I don't imagine we need any such...
Wait till I get up on that platform of that truck, Latrivia. I'll hold out my hand for silence, and then I'll say, real dramatic, ladies and gentlemen, I'll say, with a kind of a dramatic, emotional throb in my throat. Ladies and gentlemen, would you like to hit Hitler, Mussolini, and nip the nipponese? Then there'll be a short cheer.
Excuse me, McGee. You don't understand. I'll be making the speech.
Fine. You introduce me, and when I get up on that...
You won't make any speeches.
Well, then what's he doing on the truck?
Changing the records for the military music. Meet me at the City Hall tomorrow morning. Good day, Mr. McGee.
Well, dearie, looks like the only way you can wangle yourself into the City Hall is through a drain pipe. Well, aren't you burnt up?
Oh.
What?
They want me to turn records on a sound truck to sell defense bonds? Okay. I'll turn records. I'll do anything. I'll even drive the truck.
Well, good for you, McGee.
That's it.
Now, why don't you go back to work? You know, it's getting awful quiet in here.
Oh, okay.
Oh, dear. Now the 3 parts I need is buried. If I could only... Come in, Mr. Wilcox.
Hello, Molly. I just dropped in to thank you for the swell Christmas present. Hey, what goes on in the dining room? Sounds like Judgment Day in the junkyard.
Well, it's just McGee, Mr. Wilcox. He's fixing something. Says it's a secret.
Well, I don't know how you can play solitaire with that going on.
No, I don't either. You know, I think I'll give up.
I don't blame you. Say, Molly, can you tell fortunes with cards?
Only McGee. Every time he plays poker with the boys, I can predict that 4 men will cross his path and he'll lose $4.25. Why, can you?
No, but I can read your palm.
Can you really?
Sure. Here, give me your right hand.
Oh, this is wonderful. I love to have my fortune told. McGee, be more quiet. I'm trying to talk to Mr. Wilcox.
Okay, Molly. Hi, fellow.
Hi, Fibber. Now, let me see here. This
Doggone it, Wilcox, you might let go of my wife's hand long enough to say hello. Hey, what is this anyway?
Don't be silly, McGee. He's reading my palm.
Oh, read your palm. Well, what does the ladies' lunch hook tell you, pretty gypsy?
Madam, you were born in the Middle West, one of a large family. You were married when quite young to your childhood sweetheart, although you might have acquired wealth and position if you had chosen another man.
He means Otis Cadwallader, McGee.
I know who he means. Though I don't know how he can see him in your hand. You haven't got a wart. That come out even?
He's always been a little jealous of Otis Cadwallader, Miss Wilcox.
I have not. All that guy ever had was a mandolin, an underslung roadster, and an overfed look. Besides, he got the...
Hey, am I reading Molly's palm or not?
Go ahead, Miss Wilcox.
Well, I can see that the world has treated you very well. You've had a pretty easy life, you've been economical, and your married life has been very happy. You're an excellent housewife, you keep up appearances, you enjoy your leisure hours.
Hey, you aren't even looking at her hand, you big fake. You're looking right out the kitchen door.
Oh, what's the difference, McGee? He's told everything absolutely right. Say, how'd you know all that, Mr. Wilcox?
I saw that can of Johnson's self-polishing blow coat out there on the table, Molly. That tells anybody you're a good housewife. You enjoy plenty of leisure, you keep up appearances, you're economical, and lead a pretty easy life because Glow Coat saves you time and money and beautifies your home.
Oh, wonderful. I suppose you could look at a can of Glow Coat and see that she was born in the Middle West and was one of a large family.
No, but she has a Peoria High School ring on her finger, and there's a large family portrait on the piano with Molly in the middle.
Well, he's a regular Sherlock Holmes, is he?
Oh, any Johnson wax fan can tell a lot about people by looking around the house. To be an expert on surfaces, you have to know what's underneath. See you later, folks.
Oh, dear, what a fortune teller. All he needs is a bandana turban, a violin, and gold earrings.
Well, never mind about that now. You finish your job. I'll have to be setting the table for dinner pretty soon.
Well, I'll be through almost any time now. If I can find my little bitsy screwdriver. You know where it is?
Is that the one you used to take the alarm clock apart with?
Yeah, that's the one. Where is it?
Well, I haven't seen it since you put that clock back together.
Me either. How's the clock running now?
Well, it's very accurate if you put it on the dresser facing the mirror.
Huh?
The hands run around backwards. Well, we're doing a nice business here, aren't we? Who do you suppose that is?
I got two magic words I always use to find out things like that. Come in. Well, Mrs. Wearybottom.
Oh, hello, folks. I just stopped in to wish you a very happy new year, and it certainly will be if we lick those dirty little sons of the rising sun. Imagine what they're doing in the Philippines.
Well, just give them enough vanilla and they'll hang themselves.
I suppose you're going to see the old year out at a nightclub tomorrow night, but not me after what happened last New Year's Eve.
Yeah?
There I was hooping it up with my little paper hat on and blowing my horn for all was out, and I started across the dance floor on my way to the powder room, and I got some gum on my shoe, and I tried to scrape it off while I walked, and I got a prize for doing the rumba. My goodness, Mr. McGee, you must be an older man than I thought. You could never get that dirty in only 40 years. Well, Happy New Year, folks.
The King's Men singing Old Dan Tucker.
Funny old man was a funny old pan, and the name of this funny old bunny was Dan. Yep, old Dan Tucker was a fine old man. He washed his face in the frying pan. He combed his head with a wagon wheel and died with a toothache in his heel. So get out the way, old Dan Tucker. Get out the way, old Dan Tucker. Get out the way, old Dan Tucker. You're too late, too late, too late for supper, too late for supper. What a hungry old fella was old Dan Tucker. Come too late for to get his supper. Supper over, breakfast to cooking. Leaves old Dan standing looking. Get out the way, old Dan Tucker. You're in the way, old Dan Tucker. Get out the way, old Dan Tucker. You're too late, too late, too late for supper. Too late for supper. Old Dan Tucker, too late for supper. Old Dan Tucker now, he got stung. He fell in the fire and kicked out a chunk. A red hot coal got in his shoe. And oh my golly, how the ashes flew. So get out the way, old Dan Tucker. Get out the way, old Dan Tucker. Oh, get out the way, old Dan Tucker. You're too late to get your supper. Old shortened bread, coffee in the pan. Should be a plenty for a hungry old man.
But Dan was starving for to eat corn pone with chicken meat. So he went out and stole some pulleys.
Come running home with his pants full of bullets. Get out the way for old Dan Tucker. Get out the way for old Dan Tucker.
Get out the way.
Get out the way. Get out the way for old Dan Tucker. Can't sit down to eat his supper now. Poor old Dan. Poor old Dan.
I said old Dan Tucker is a growing gray. The time is coming for Judgment Day. When he gets to the pearly gate, I hope to goodness he won't be late. Oh,
Get on the way, old Dan Tucker. Get on the way, old Dan Tucker. Get on the way, old Dan Tucker.
get on the way.
Get on the way. Get out of his way. He won't be late for supper on that Judgment Day.
If I do, I did a whip. I do it. How about that? I overdo it.
McGee, you, McGee, come here a minute.
Doggone it, Molly, how can I ever get this job finished if you keep interrupting me? I near. Hey, what's the iodine for?
Well, when you start tinkering, McGee, I get ready for anything. Just take a look in my sewing basket.
Well, I'll be iodine, bandages, splints, court plaster, and a cake of laundry soap. Hey, what's the soap for?
Well, that's to wash your mouth out if you hit your hand with the hammer again and say what I think you said.
I didn't say what you thought I said. I merely said that every time I slam it, it swells.
Oh. Well, for goodness sakes, get done with that mysterious job of yours and take a bath. You're simply filthy. Is that one of your good shirts?
Search me. I can't remember what color it was when I started work.
Take a look at your hands. You'll never get them clean.
Ah, that's the time I got rubber gloves on, so that... Uh-oh. No, I haven't either. I forgot all about them.
Well, I only hope this job is worth all the time and effort and noise, that's all.
It is. You got my word for that, Molly. This is something you were going to do yourself and kept putting it off.
Me? Well, what on earth is... Oh, come on, tell me.
No, it's going to be a surprise. This is going to be the greatest thing that ever...
Oh, dear. Come in. Hello, Mr. Mills.
Hello, Molly. Where's Fibber?
What do you mean, where's Fibber? I'm Fibber.
Oh, excuse me, Skimp. I didn't know you in the coal miner's outfit.
Well, he's been working on some kind of a hush-hush job, Mr. Mills. Though I don't know what it could be that would get him that dirty.
Well, you'll find out. Have a cigar, Billy?
Thanks, I got one.
You got two? Thanks. Smells good. Christmas stuff?
Nope, got that from one of my trumpet players. Just had a baby.
Ah, isn't that nice? How long will he be out of the band, Mr. Mills?
He'll never be out of any band long, babe, as long as he gives the maestro these 15 centers.
That's all. Say, I like your voice since you caught cold, Billy.
Yeah. It's just too Andy Devine.
Thanks.
By the way, Billy, how long have you been a musician?
38 years.
Heavenly days. How old are you now?
40. I had a drum when I was 2, a xylophone when I was 3, a piano when I was 4, and a sweet potato when I was 5, with gravy.
Well, what'd you have when you were 6?
Measles and a B-flat harmonica.
What did you get at 7?
X-ray.
X-rays? What for?
Swallowed the harmonica.
Did they operate?
Nope, still got it. Right down here.
Oh, heavenly days, Mr. Mills. Doesn't it ever cause you any trouble?
Oh, now and then, babe. I get a chord G when I tie my shoes, and I hiccup and B-flat.
Stick around a while, Billy. After I get cleaned up, I'll play a game of ping pong.
By the time you get cleaned up again, Skip, we'll both be too old to play ping pong. So long, babe. Too old to play ping pong.
Do I really look that dirty, Mom?
Indeed you do, dearie.
Yeah, I guess I do. I'm a mess. Give me a hairpin, will you?
Oh, never mind your hair. Put your hat on.
Oh, I didn't want it for my hair. I want to use it for a screwdriver. On account of I lost the screwdriver I had.
Uncle Dennis is home early tonight.
Well, I gotta get this job finished, Molly. One more little adjustment, and it's all set. Now, wait just a minute.
Now, control yourself, Molly. Remember, they laughed at Robert Fulton and they sneered at Edison. Who knows what McGee might be doing out there?
Hot dog. There she is. Okay, Molly, it's finished. I did it, and all by myself.
Well, don't keep me in suspense. What did you do? Now tell me.
Well, you know that portable typewriter of yours?
Yes.
Well, I changed the ribbon on it.
Oh, my.
By the time we get together again next week, we'll all be trying to remember to write 1942 instead of 41. May I suggest one way to solve that problem? Take a pencil and paper and write down 50 times this sentence. In 1942, I resolved to practice protective housekeeping. Now, you can see what immense benefits such a resolution would bring. In the first place, furniture and woodwork would be protected against dirt and wear by a tough coat of genuine Johnson's wax. In the second place, this protective shield of wax will give your home that richly polished look, the extra beauty that decorators and careful housekeepers so much admire. And in the third place, the regular use of Johnson's wax will save you work all through the year, give you more time for useful defense service. Dust and dirt, you know, just don't stick to a wax-polished surface. Now, there are over 100 extra labor-saving uses for wax in your home, uses like windowsills, leather goods, shoes, lampshades, Venetian blinds. And did you know that genuine Johnson's wax is now available in 3 forms: paste, liquid, and cream wax? Buy some this week.
go right upstairs and get cleaned up. Don't even sit down on your plate before you get out those clothes.
Okay, but I don't think you're being very appreciative.
Well, I'm sorry you think so.
Fine thing. Here I cut my hands to pieces, break my best screwdriver, ruin my clothes, and waste a whole day, and for what?
For the Wistful Vista typewriter shop, you must know.
Well, that's... Huh? What do you mean?
This is their typewriter.
Huh?
I took mine down yesterday to get the ribbon changed.
What? You mean... Oh, Shaw. Good night.
Good night, all.
This is Harlow Wilcox, speaking for the makers of Johnson's Wax Finishes for Home and Industry, inviting you to be with us again next Tuesday night. Good night.
This is the National Broadcasting Company.
The Johnson Wax Program with Fibber McGee and Molly. Of Johnson's Wax and Johnson's Self-Polishing Glow Coat presents Fibber McGee and Molly, written by Don Quinn, with songs by the King's Band and music by Billy Mills. The show opens with Anything Goes. Piece of advice that we're beginning to hear now from all sides. Because of material shortages, take good care of the things you have, including your home furnishings and equipment. I've just been reading in a recent government bulletin an article called Clean to Save. In talking about floors, this article said, the finish is preserved and floors are easier to clean if you keep them waxed. Well, this is certainly true, and it's not news to most of you. Floors that are waxed regularly with genuine Johnson's wax are protected against wear and dirt. Not only does the tough wax film act as a protective shield, it also adds a rich, mellow beauty to every room in your home. Now, what some housekeepers still do not realize is the fact that this same Johnson's wax beautifies and protects countless other objects in the home. Furniture and woodwork, for example. Windowsills and Venetian blinds. Refrigerators, shelves, shoes, and leather goods. Now, added all together, these many extra uses spell protective housekeeping, a means of saving money and saving you many hours of work. Why not decide right now to take better care of your things with the regular use of genuine Johnson's wax in paste, liquid, or cream wax form? Residents of 79 Wistful Vista went to a formal party at Mrs. Uppington's New Year's Eve and had a fine time. But when our hero went to buy a collar for his dress shirt, he got two of them just in case he soiled or tore the other. So, with his own peculiar ideas of economy, he is taking his wife out again tonight to use up the other collar. And here, dressing for the occasion, we find Fibber McGee and Molly.
Say, McGee, isn't that tuxedo getting just a little shiny?
It's supposed to be shiny. That's why it's got those satin lapels and stripes down the pants.
Yeah, but that isn't where it's shining. Besides, when you stand in a certain light, the whole thing looks a little green.
Well, the guy that sold me this tuxedo told me it would last me a lifetime, and he was a nice guy, and I don't want to make a liar out of him. Maybe he didn't realize how long I'd live.
He probably thought the first time you wore it, somebody would shoot you. How long have you had that suit?
Well, let me see. I got out of the Army in 1920. Got a job taking tickets at the old Palace Theater in Peoria in 1925.
What'd you do between 1920 and 25?
I saved up to buy this tuxedo so that I'd get the job taking tickets. I often wonder whatever... Oh, look.
What?
Here's a ticket stub in the lining of the pocket.
Oh.
Imagine that.
What does it say on it? 3 days only. Pearl white in Terre of the Pauline. Why, the Terre of the Pauline was issued years before 1925, McGee.
So what? I bought this suit of the guy who took tickets before me. Hey, you know where my braces are?
Your what?
My braces.
What do you need braces for? Your teeth are perfectly straight.
No. braces, suspenders.
Oh, you're jealous.
Oh, don't call them jealous. That's corny.
I think they are, too. Why don't you wear a belt?
Mrs. McGee, the well-dressed man doesn't wear a belt with his tuxedo. It said so in Esquire.
Well, and here I thought you just read Esquire for the cartoon. Say, by the way, dearie, where are you taking me tonight?
Oh, I don't know, Molly. How about the pomegranate room at the Rich Wonderful?
Oh, I don't know. I never danced the pomegranate.
Oh, how about the Short Club?
That's awfully expensive. Incidentally, why do they call it the Short Club?
Because that's where a wise bird is supposed to take his baby. Yeah, they got a wonderful rumba band at the Cuba Libre.
Say, I've always wanted to go to the Cuba Libre, but we don't know how to do the rumba.
Oh, shucks, I could show you in 2 shakes of it. You see, in the foxtrot, you toss your torso, but in the rumba, you toss your torso more so. Hey, hear that? What's the matter? That doorbell don't play tunes anymore.
I know. I fixed it.
How?
Well, first I hit it with the hammer.
And then?
That's all. Come in. Oh, well, Mr. Wimple, welcome home.
Hi, Wimp. Happy New Year.
Hello, Mrs. McGee. Hello, Mr. McGee. Did you have a nice trip, Mr. Wimple?
Oh, indeed I did, Mrs. McGee. My, it's good to get home and see face my wife again, it seems.
It does, eh?
Yes. Those things are not always what they seem, are they?
Did you miss her very much, Mr. Wimple?
I really did, Mrs. McGee. By all the way home, the noise of the wheels on the railroad track seemed to say, does it cost much more to fly, do you know?
Well, not very much, Mr. Wimple, though I don't think you'd like it. It gets you home so much sooner,
Yes, that's a thought, isn't it? But do you know, my wife had our house all rearranged while I was gone, which is really a delightful surprise. You should see my little room now.
How so, Wimple? You have the bars on the windows covered with ivy?
Oh, Mr. McGee. Joking. There aren't any windows in our fruit cellar.
This was just a pleasure trip, wasn't it, Mr. Wimple?
For me, Mrs. McGee, any trip is.
Did you have a chance to write any new poetry on the trip, Wimple?
Yes, Mr. McGee. I worked on one poem all the way home. I call it Resolutions for 1942.
Oh, I'd love to hear it, Mr. Wimple.
All righty. It goes like this. Resolutions for 1942. Fine naked. You'll just break it.
Well, that's lovely. Very short and to the point.
Oh, you gotta be going soon, Wimple?
Oh, yes, I simply must, folks. My goodness, I've hardly had a chance to see Sweety's face since I got back. We had so much to talk over, such as, why don't I get a haircut